Oh, wow, I'm live. All right, guys, I'm so not used to going live that even now, it's a little odd. Wait, pull it back, pull it back. Okay, okay, I have to figure out how to see my chat up here because obviously it would be like weird. Okay, wait. How do I get my chat from not just here, but up here? I'm a millennial. This should be really simple to me. Okay, let me go back to my channel. So for those of you who are up, Black Leopard, what it do? Good morning. Oh, okay, here we go. I got it. I got it. And there I am looking at myself. Okay, great. Good morning. Okay, wonderful. So I'm about to get started. I wanted to do this video earlier, but every time I wanted to come on live, it's like in the middle of the week, someone else was live. So I'm like, okay, I guess I'll just have to find another time. All right. Okay, well, I'm glad that I figured this out. So you guys know, oh, good morning, Rochelle. You guys know I'm about to have to give you my thoughts. Oh, why is this all the way across the room? You guys know I'm about to have to give you my thoughts on Kaya. You know, and personally, I'm just going to say this right now. A lot of people are like, oh, is she homophobic? Isn't she homophobic? First of all, okay, I have said, now I do find Kaya entertaining. I do. However, she has said some things that were inappropriate. And I said that before, that she said some things that were inappropriate. But because some of you, I guess you were so entertained by her or whatever it is that you're like, oh no, we're just gonna watch her and everything. And I'm like, okay, well, since you're so entertained by her and everything, I guess, you know, for you that makes it okay. And Kaya wouldn't be where she is if people were not supporting her, if people were not constantly following her and buying whatever it is that she's selling. I've never bought anything that Kaya was selling, okay? I come on, I watch the Queen's Court for free, and as you guys can see from my reviews, I haven't even been watching it from like the beginning. Like I heard about it and I caught a few episodes, but I was never a consistent watcher. I'm saying walker. Oh, good morning, Miss Addict. So we're just going to get started with a couple of things that I have to say. We're going to start with facts and we're going to go to false, okay? So here I'm going to play this video for you guys who have not seen the video because I need to have the facts, okay? Because before anybody tries to argue with me, no, that's not true. This is Kaya's voice, okay? And we're all going to hear it for ourselves. So this is from Kaya's video. I'm not making this up. I'm not pulling it out of thin air. All right, let me make sure the volume on this is high enough. And good.
They wanted me to motherfucking strip. I'm talking about lick my pussy and my crack. They wanted me to do all that. You didn't think they wanted me to do that? Bull that, kiss another bitch in the mouth, shoot a video acting like I'm off the chain. You didn't think they wanted me to do that? But when I said no, I'm gonna wrap my hair up like a queen. I'm gonna sit down and let this nigga polish my motherfucking toes because I'm royalty and you need to polish my toes. You need to lick my ass. You need to bow down because I had you, and you need to respect me. R-E-S-P. And you motherfuckers like, oh, she can't speak. Y'all just...
Okay, so this is someone who feels that she deserves respect, even though she has spoken about other people's children. Now, a lot of people came for me when I talked about Funky Dineva, and I said it was inappropriate when he spoke about Kai's children, which it was. However, a lot of you were giggling and you were kikiing and you were having the time of your life when she was over here talking about Blue Ivy's feet being as long as the Mississippi River. You guys thought that was so funny. I was not entertained by that, okay? You guys thought it was funny. I was not entertained by that at all. I'm like, why is she sitting here talking about somebody's child? Who raised her? Because I don't talk about people's children. You can go all through my videos. I do some reading and some roasting, give you guys some cute tea. I don't talk about people's children because I know if I had children and somebody talked about my child, it'd be a problem. She talked about, what is that woman's name? Regine's mom. She talked about Toyota's child. This is an unborn child that can't even defend themselves, but a lot of people were kikiing and having a good time, and it's like, oh, okay, so you guys think that's funny. Morning, Bianca. Oh, good morning. Right, she talked about Blue Ivy's feet. That's the kind that you don't cross. Yeah. Two things people always know that if you talk about and you see the person, you're going to have a problem. Somebody's mother and somebody's child. But so many people were kikiing and having such a good time. Now, I don't agree with the things that she has said about the gay community because, quite frankly, it is inappropriate. However, I'm saying this same outrage needed to be had when she was talking about these people's children because, quite frankly, you don't talk about anybody's child. That's just the way that I was raised. You don't talk about people's children, and I feel that that line was crossed. You speak on my child or my family and we have beef forever. Dang. Miss Attic can hold a grudge. She said forever. And I don't blame you. Now, let me see if I can also get this part to play. Because quite frankly, she was talking about Monique. And she was talking about, and this is what I don't understand. You have so much to say about Monique, but you couldn't face Monique during the interview, right? This gag order seems like a hag with a gag order, okay? She comes off to me as just really hateful. Pretty much gag order is all about Madison. That's exactly what it should be. My thoughts on Madison. That's exactly what it should be. Now, she had a lot to say about Madison, and she's like, you know what? Madison isn't a woman and everything. And this is just, I'm a very respectful person, although I believe that you are what you are born. If you were my friend and you tell me, Bianca, you know what, do not call me Matthew, call me Madison. I'm a very kind-hearted person. I'm a sweet person. I'm respectful. I can do that. But if that's supposed to be your friend, like when me and my friends, if me and my friends had a falling out and then they came out and then they had X, Y, and Z to say about me, that's how you always felt. You always felt this way about me. This is nothing new. This is what you always wanted to tell me. So why are you my friend if you have all those hateful thoughts? Kaya equals Killmonger. No. We're not even going to give her that much respect. Nope. I always had a feeling that it was going to be a fallout because of Kaya. You know, I have learned so much. Kaya is exactly 20 years older than me. I have learned so much negative things from her. I didn't know what punks were before Kaya used the word. This, to me, a punk is someone like, if I want to fight you and you don't want to fight and then you run away from the fight, oh, you're a punk. That's what I thought a punk was. I didn't know a punk was in reference to something derogatory, a name that you would call someone in the gay community. Something that I learned from Kaya. I didn't know what blouses were until she used that word. I didn't know what leotards were until she used that word. However, the problem is also the people around Kaya are making her feel so comfortable in using this word. And she's talking about how she's booked when the only bookings that she has are all the times that she's been sitting in a jail cell. This woman has like 10 different mugshots, none of which her eyebrows are done. Terrible, awful, awful thing to look at when somebody's eyebrows are doing all this, looking like they have a caterpillar on their face. She had a lot to say about T.S. Madison, but she eating her food in her house. She's mad that T.S. Madison is private, is bigger than her husband. Excuse my language. I'm pissed Netflix canceled The Get Down. I love that show. Oh, good morning, Morpheus. Right? Kaya was never her friend because even if you have a fallout, you don't disrespect someone that was your friend. Kaya was DC. Oh, good morning, DC. Kaya was never her friend. Let's just keep it real. Kaya was never her friend. The only friends that Kaya has are the multiple personalities in her head. Now I'm hearing that Kaya is not even as musically gifted as she claims to be because I'm going to say allegedly, because I don't live in Atlanta, so I don't know if this is true or not, but she stole the song My Neck, My Back. However, when I look at her face, it gives me piano T keys because every other teeth is black and white. Like she has teeth like a piano, literally. And for some reason, Kaya seems to think so highly of herself, but she can't give other people that same respect. That's odd. See, right now, these are personalities 1 through 4 that we're looking at. Personalities 1 through 4, those are the ones that I feel like are hateful and nasty. I have to play the rest of the video. It's unfortunate, but I don't want people to say I'm lying, because people came on my second video saying that I was lying, saying that I was pulling this out of thin air when it's on her channel. For me, Gag Order was a fail. It was an epic flop, and if she knew any better, she would go back to at least trying to resurrect her music career. Yes, she did take that song. That was Oh We Jive. Wow. Sitting on the big comfy couch for years. That's so funny. That is too funny. All right. So we already discussed her talking about Monique. There's a certain point. Oh, yes, she called Funky Dineva a poodle and a crackhead. Now, I don't agree with you calling him that. The poodle part, not the crackhead, because, I mean, once you say that, you do drugs, it becomes very hard for me to defend you even. And, Legendary Mother. Oh, good morning, Juicy Red. So let's scroll down to the different parts of the video. Oh, my goodness, yes. Now, this is a part of the video that I want you guys to hear, because she has insults for everybody else.
False teeth, raggedy mouth, hound dog, basset hound looking bitches. Oh, I'm hating. When I say she fucked Juvenile, Baby, Slim, BG, Wayne, I'm making this shit up. When I say she slept with Toya and her Lil Wayne and Toya had a threesome, I'm hating. But now that y'all see this shit on Love and Hip Hop and y'all see this how this shit really go down, it's y'all, what y'all got to say now?
So she just talked about somebody's teeth. When in this woman's mouth, okay, she has more gold teeth than gold albums, but she just talked about someone's teeth. She has this hate for Trina that I don't know. This must have been something that was going on for a while. You guys know I'm very young, okay? So obviously I haven't been following their beef all these years. But I'm not about to sit here and call Trina out of her name simply because a man said, oh, Trina did this and Trina did that. We know that men lie. How many women have been called a hoe by a man and then it's not even true? You're right. Kaya is jealous. Kaya comes off as jealous. Kaya comes off as very hateful. Kaya just seems very unhappy with herself. And I don't know, maybe I'm crazy. I thought Kaya would have apologized by now, not just to T.S. Madison, but to Monique, because her behavior during that interview was inappropriate. I thought she would have apologized to her fans that have been supporting her, but nope, no such luck. And is it me, or is she calling somebody a basset hound when her breasts look like basset hounds? Okay, Kaya, your self-esteem sits on the floor, the same place where your titties are right now? Yeah. But, she has a lot to say about other people. Yeah, okay. Now we're going to go into part 2 of Gag Order. This is where she talks about Nicki Minaj wanted to give her a deal, but she didn't want to have a deal with Nicki Minaj. Kaya, do you have something better to do that I don't know about? Does Kaya have something special going on the side that we don't know about? Because for some reason, she seems to turn down these good opportunities, and it's like, so you have something else going on? Running around in that ghetto mystery van that you're driving? Okay, yeah. Hold on, I'm about to pull up the video right now. This computer is loading. Oh, wait, here we go.
I can't talk about them. If I say sisters and pumps, I can't talk about them. You want to own my shit, but then you want to put a chokehold on me and say, I can't say this, I can't say that, but and I won't have no control. And then I get on your network or I sign this contract and I say one thing and then you snatch everything from me, drop me. You see how these sisters and pumps do. Look how they got the petition going around talking about Orlando and Pauls and Prep.
Okay, so let me get this straight. You want to be able to bash the people that are supporting your show, that are going to buy whatever it is that you're selling. It's called politics, Kaya. I want to get on the Steve Harvey show. Notice you've never heard me read or roast Steve Harvey. You want to know why? Because it would make sense that if I want to be invited on his show, that I wouldn't speak badly on him. For some reason, you don't seem to know that. You talk about other people when the reality is you're insecure. Facts. What I want to know, what is the probability that Kaya will apologize to T.S. Madison? I'm just curious to know that. She only started a fake beef with Trina because Geisha from Miami has a legitimate beef with her and was talking a whole bunch of stuff about her in Ozone magazine back in 05, 06. Wow, this is stuff that was going on since I was in elementary school. This is like sad. It's like terribly sad. It's a tragedy. Yeah. So, quite frankly, I'm not going to be reviewing Gag Order. It was boring. Okay. I didn't get a laugh out of it. There is a way that I choose to spend my time, and yeah, that's just not going to be it. I heard she's going to be on Love and Hip Not. That's so funny. According to Kaya, she feels like she's better than being on Love and Hip Hop. So, she wants to go find things to do. That's another thing. Kaya said that she had a husband. Would you believe that I looked for a marriage license everywhere and I couldn't find it? So that husband is imaginary, just like your music career. Facts. Because I can't imagine that any man would sit around and watch his wife make a fool of herself like this. If these are people that you don't like, okay, according to you, you don't like that. She made a comment. I'm going to try not to repeat it word for word because it was just so hurtful. But she said that her conscious brothers asked her, why is she hanging around people in the gay community, in the trans community? Because they do stuff in their behind and it's connected to their spine, which is connected to their neck, which is connected to the brain. And I'm just like, okay. Obviously, you're not comfortable, and neither are the people that you're around, with the gay community. You're certainly no ally to the gay community. So why do you feel so comfortable getting your coins from them? Oh, good morning, Michelle. Good morning, Blissful Ignorance. Kaya is sleeping with a husband, not hers. Oh, girl, I heard about that too. That was something. And a lot of people and I like Unwind with Tasha K. I do like her. However, a lot of people, a lot of her fans, they came for me. And what I'm trying to understand is I never said that I don't like her. I said that when you drop videos like that, you need receipts, pictures, text message histories, okay, phone call histories, DMs, all right, even other witnesses. For me, it just comes off like a disgruntled employee, all right? I would have had the facts for you, all right? I would have had the receipts for you, all right? I didn't have that, and I just felt like the interview fell short, and, there were certain people who came, and, they were displeased with what I had to say. Too bad for you. Kaya's boobs are sleeping, aren't they, though? Good morning, Sheree Brown. Oh, yeah, somebody had asked me about my super chat. You guys already know I've been having problems with that, so I'm just going to put my PayPal link here once. I'm not going to keep putting that because I hate people who do that all the time, so I'm just going to put it once. All right, so now we're going to talk about Monique. I'm done with Kaya. Kaya is not a positive person. Kaya will never be a positive person. If she hasn't apologized to T.S. Madison by now, she's not going to. Let's talk about Monique. Monique, I feel like your husband has gotten you into a lot of hot water, okay? You call him daddy, but he's not a sugar daddy, more like a sweet and low daddy, all right? That's what he keeps you low. It seems like she needs his permission to do things, and it's like this man isn't even leading you down the right path. As far as I'm concerned, Sydney is your manager. Sydney only gets paid if you get paid. Monique was supposed to be in that Richard Pryor movie, turned it down, turned down this Netflix deal. And from what I read on a blog, now she owes the IRS money. She's behind on the taxes. And I just feel like this man is giving me like Kendu Isaacs tease and a little bit of Kevin Federline too. These men that get with women that have money, okay, and then they try to use them. I'm like, does Monique not have any friends? Like, you ever see like when you're on somebody's Instagram, they take a picture with their friend and they're having a good time. Does Monique have any friends? Anyone at all? Not Kim Whitley. We know that was never her friend. Kim Whitley just comes off as really loud to me. Tasha K kind of burned me. I was going to do my Me Too story. She put me on the phone with the person that violated me. He's a celebrity. I'll leave it there. What? Oh my goodness. Does it make any of you cringe every time Monique calls him daddy? Very much, very much. Blissful ignorance. I am so sorry that happened. Yeah, Tasha is, I'm not saying that I don't like her, but like I'm saying, that video, it turned a lot of people off, okay? Myself included. Because if you're a journalist, where are the facts? That's what I would like to know. Moving along from that, Safari. Ladies. Let's talk, okay? Let's talk. We're all grown here. Now, I can see why they call him Safari because, you know, any of you ladies that get on that about to go for a ride. Now, I'm taken, all right? But, you know, I was on Instagram and, you know, I was on the blogs and, you know, I saw and I'm like, all right. Now, a lot of you guys were saying that he was corny. Now, Safari is from the Caribbean like me. Therefore, I have always liked him. But, you know, you guys maybe not so much. Now, all of a sudden, Safari's cool. Okay. We see you. Moving along from that. Safari, the other Kardashian. That's so funny. The Kardashians are having a meeting right now about how they could trap that man. I guarantee it. Moving along. Next case. Blac Chyna. Oh, that was a tragedy, girl. Blac Chyna, all right? That's why there's an O and ho. You got to open your mouth. I don't know what you were doing, all right? Seems like you were asleep. Fergie, to me, must have been thinking about you while she was doing that national anthem, trying not to laugh. You might as well have kept your good name and kept your good reputation. There's no point in being a hoe if you're going to be boring, okay? None at all, all right? You could have been a seamstress or anything else. I was very disappointed when I saw that. Oh, yeah, the struggle. Oh, it was a struggle. Her blood sugar was low. That's the only explanation that her blood sugar was low. There could be no other logical explanation. And plus, her butt just looks really weird to me. Like, I'm one of those women, I'm fortunate that, you know, I have my natural body and, like, I don't have to have surgery for anything. But anytime I see that, it just looks really weird to me. And personally, in my opinion, if you're going to get something like that done, make sure that it looks good, okay? Make sure it doesn't look weird. Make sure it's not something that's a spectacle. Hey, I was born in St. Andrew, Jamaica. I see you, Caribbean beauty. Oh, thank you so much. Still never watched it. And I'm ashamed to say she's from my area of Washington, D.C. Oh, my goodness. Blac Chyna. I feel like I can go on and on about her, but what I will say most of all is that how do you have a mother who encourages you to do these kinds of things? Because if she was my daughter, you're not about to disrespect the family name doing stuff like that. No, you're going to get a job, okay? No, we're not going to have you hitting the poles and getting all greasy. It's not going to happen today, not tomorrow, not ever. Hey, girl. Oh, good morning, M2 Loves. Welcome to the party. How old are you? Parodies. Not supposed to ask the lady her age, although I have said my age before in previous videos. So this is like some encouragement to watch my previous videos, but I am very young. Hey, Queen, came across your channel 3 weeks ago. Purify. Thank you so much. This message is held for review. Her mom is a hoe too. Well, why is it held for review when it's the truth? Like, are there certain words you can't say here? And now she's dating an 18-year-old rapper. Wow. Okay, well, moving along. Alexis Sky. Let me see if I could pull this up here. This woman just had a baby. And I saw her on the Shade Room. And it seems that, I don't know if she's back to stripping, which wouldn't make any sense because it's like you are in Love and Hip Hop, so why are you still stripping? But Let's see if we could pull that picture up here. I could show what I like on my channel before, some people are like, no, you can't show that. Okay, yeah. You see this? This woman just had a baby like a month ago. Doesn't even wait for her body to heal. I don't know why they call her Alexis Sky when her self-esteem is on the ground floor. Getting pregnant by Fetty Wap. Masika Kalisha is the same thing. Why do these women want to line up to be baby mama number 4 or 5 or 6? Don't you think it would make sense to, attach yourself to a man who is good to you, who's going to treat you with respect? No. Doesn't make any sense? Okay. Do they really get paid that? It should be getting paid enough where you don't have to go back to the strip club. I heard it's, $1,500 an episode. That should be enough for her dignity at least. Alexis Sky needs to be home caring for her beautiful preemie baby. That's so true. The baby is premature. And she's out here and she's acting a fool. You can't beat them, join them. Fetty is gross. Yeah, I've never thought Fetty Wap was attractive. Maybe I need to do that thing that he does with his eye and, out here looking like a cyclops, and then maybe I could see he might be good looking through my left eye. Maybe it's my right eye. No, he's still ugly to me. And even if he was good looking, you have 6 baby mamas. Why would I want to be with you? You would think that a woman that has high self-esteem would say, you know what, this isn't the man for me. No. These women literally line up so that they can be a number, which is what you are. You are a baby mama number. And this is exactly why I don't feel sorry for these women when they're online crying, oh my God, he didn't answer my calls. Yeah, girl, because he got what he needed from you and now he's done. Like, what did you think it was? Did you think that he was going to stick around so that you guys could be a family? Because I don't see him sticking around with any of his other baby moms. Moving along from that, we're going to dismiss that case, but, she's another repeat offender. So the Martin Show reboot is coming. Meanwhile, Tisha Campbell is divorcing her husband that told her to quit the show in the first place. You know what? I actually feel really sad that they're divorcing. I like to see black couples stay together and stick it out, and I feel like black love is so important. And I just felt so heartbroken after seeing that. I just didn't even want to continue to read the article. I couldn't stay away from my preemie. Took more time off from work to help him prosper. As a mother should, as a queen should, LaTanya. Y'all click the like. Oh, thank you, Black Leopard. I will have to rescue myself in this case. You so funny. Talk about Beyonce shading Tiffany Haddish. I didn't see Beyonce shading Tiffany Haddish. Why would Beyonce be shading Tiffany Haddish when they were just at a party together and Beyonce encouraged Tiffany Haddish not to get into a fight? One thing that I will say is that I see that the ladies are really loving Michael B. Jordan after this Black Panther movie. By the way, if you black and you haven't seen Black Panther, what have you been doing with your time? A Wrinkle in Time is also coming out, directed by Ava DuVernay. I hope that we support that too. I would like to see black people be that excited. I want to see people dancing when a black business opens to support said black business. I want to see people even when a business hasn't even started and it's just an idea like, oh my gosh, I want to open a hair salon or I want to open a bookstore. I want to see people that excited. I would love to see black people support each other in that way. I really would. Amen. Exactly, DC. I would love to see people that excited. Oh my gosh, you want to sell hair? Okay, whatever you want to do, I'm going to support you. The fact, this just proves how much buying power as black people that we have. Can you imagine if we funneled that money into all the black businesses that there are? Like, I saw a lot of people panic when, they couldn't buy Dove anymore. And it's like, okay, you trying to tell me there aren't any other soap brands that you can purchase from? They really made it seem as if though it was the end of the world. It's soap. You can even make your own soap. It's not that hard. Okay? You can go on Google and look how to make your own soap. Oh, I have made episodes here about 3 black businesses, as a matter of fact, 3 that make all natural soaps, but people are out here buying Dove. And the crazy thing is that there's someone I know, I'm not going to say their name on here, but I went to go use their bathroom to go wash my hands, and I noticed that they still had Dove soap. How is it possible that a company comes out and disrespects black women? Because, you know, we're queens as everyone wants to call us. Why don't you support your queen? Why don't you stand by your queen when something like this happens? African black soap with shea butter is the best for the skin color. I use shea butter on my skin, and my skin is so well moisturized, okay? I put on some of my American friends to shea butter, and you would think it was like a whole new magical discovery. Because honestly, guys, if you want to age well, and I'm sure most of us want to age well, we want to keep our looks, we don't want to, you know, start falling apart and wrinkling and everything, you have to take care of your skin. I know someone who doesn't even use lotion at all, and I'm like, why? Oh my gosh, there was someone who told me, now you guys can guess where I'm going with this. They told me that they only shower during the winter once every couple of days. I'm like, I beg your pardon, do you mean once a day? They're like, no, I mean once every couple of days. Why wouldn't you shower every day? Okay, you sweat, you move around. Okay, and now you know it's not. I was looking at them like, okay, don't ask to borrow my comb. Yeah, you guys got that subliminal message I was sending, because you know we shower every day, and then there are those that don't shower every day. No bird baths or nothing? No. They said that they shower every couple of days. I said that was nasty. Take a shower. Is there one missing? That's how some people are. Use butters. It must have been Justin Jay's cousin. I waited for so long for Michael B. Jordan to be of age to vie after him. Then he goes and gets some mayo-colored Instagram. Okay, you know what, blissful ignorance? I'm going to stop reading your comments out loud, and I'm just going to read them in here in my head, okay? Because you're going to get me in trouble when this replays, okay? Maybe they take shower pills. You know what? This what I need, okay, from folks, all right? You have to take a shower, all right? I shouldn't even have to tell this to you. The fact that there's something going around. It's called super lice, okay? Now, in my experience, black people don't get lice, okay? We just don't. I'm not saying that black people can't get lice, because obviously I don't feel like I'm in a position to say that or not. But in my experience, black people do not get lice. So we are very fortunate in that way. But if you were someone who is prone to lice, okay, don't you think it would make sense for you to keep yourself clean? For you to take preventative measures. We stayed greased up. I've never met a black person that got lice. And that's another thing. I remember this girl in my dance class. She asked me to borrow my comb. Now, do I have my hair pick? I'm not close to my hair pick. You guys know a hair pick, right? Now, this girl has bone straight hair. And she asked me to borrow my hair pick. And I'm like, that's not how you use the hair pick. And I'm like, didn't you just come off from having lice? She's like, oh yeah, that was last month. Oh no. No, you're not about to use my hair pick. No. And when I went to that class, okay, my hair was always braided and wrapped up, all right? Because you can't take any chances, because you know in dance class people's head is spinning and it's all flinging around, and you know what's hopping out of somebody else's hair. All right, just trying to snatch itself and attach itself to you. No, I don't think so. Super lice, I can't. Yeah, that's why if you have children, oh, good morning, Miss Red. That's why if you have children, tell your children not to lend people combs because, children have no concept of germs. And they will lend somebody their comb and things like that, not knowing the repercussions something like that can have. I don't lend people my combs. I don't lend people my brushes, okay? Whenever lice would break out, my grandma would grease us up and hot comb our hair just in case. That's so funny. But you know what? That's what you need to do. That's exactly what you need to do. Now, in my school, there was never a lice outbreak, okay? We had other issues, but a lice outbreak was not one of them. Speaking of schools, there have been 18 school shootings this year. And it's like only, what is it, March the 2nd, March the 1st? It's March the 2nd. And I was so disappointed because I don't know if any of you guys are old enough, but if you remember Columbine from 1999, how they talked about how the police officers stood outside the school as the shooters went wild through the school. And I thought that after seeing all those parents cry and after all that news coverage, that something like that would never happen again and it would be nipped in the bud. And unfortunately, it has not. And when I was looking at the Florida school shooting, I believe it's called Douglas High School, they talked about how the police officers also stood outside. Why are you out here with the civilians when the danger is inside there? Why aren't you saving those children? It always bothers me because I'm like, wow, how many lives could have been saved if only the police went inside? During Columbine, they said that 3 of the people that died could have possibly been saved. For sure, I know that the teacher, I forget his name right now because my mind is racing, but that one teacher who died from the Columbine shooting, he definitely could have lived. He died from blood loss. And then they said 2 more people could have possibly lived. Do you know how bitter I would be if I was one of the family members and I knew that the police officers were standing outside and my family member could have lived, but they died? Not to mention that these boys had written disturbing comments on the internet that they brought to the police officers and they just completely disregarded it. Wait, let me scroll back up. Oh, blissful ignorance. Would you join Maddie on the Queen's Court? I would, but I guess it would have to be from her setup over there and my setup over here because I have a whole family over here and I really can't just up and leave my life in New York to go to Atlanta. And Atlanta is really a whole nother scene. There is a whole nother life in Atlanta that I am not used to. And as you guys can see, Atlanta seems like more of like a party state. I'm very conservative, so I don't know if I'm down for the party life. DC, you are too funny. Let me make sure I didn't miss anything. Okay, yes. So let me continue going on. So what I'm trying to understand is who is responsible now for when things like this happen? Because Columbine in 1999, that was years ago, okay? It feels like we haven't learned from the mistakes. And you have to really think about it. Those children that survive that, they're going to be traumatized. They're not going to be the same. I would hate to think that my childhood was robbed off of something like that. Now they're trying to, have stricter gun laws, and it seems to be a problem. People are against stricter gun laws. How is that possible? People just lost their children. How can anybody be against this? Like, people are out there protesting about stricter gun laws. Why? If you are someone who is sane, if you are someone who is of age, why would this affect you? Just something to think about. Tammy Roman would be excellent next to Maddie. You want to know something? I think Tammy Roman is funny in her Bonnet Chronicles. I'm sure that we've all seen the Bonnet Chronicles, especially when she made that joke about Safari and she said that, that picture was too large. But Tammy Roman, to me, especially after the way I've seen her conduct herself, she just, I don't know, ever since that thing with Keisha and she stole Keisha's purse, Tammy has always rubbed me the wrong way. And for someone who has been on reality television for so long, I feel like she should be so much further in her career. Like, she should have her own productions and things like that. Like, it comes a point where we as people, we have to stop working for others and own our own, okay? It comes a point where you have to stop being the worker and you have to elevate yourself to boss or at least to partner. And I just feel like Tammy should be further in her career. And that just makes me look at reality TV as really not all that exciting, because it's like, how long you've been doing the same thing and you don't have your own production company and you haven't come out with your own scripts and you're not further in your acting career. Because that's what she wanted to do. She wanted to be an actress, but I don't know Tammy Roman as an actress. I know Tammy Roman as a reality star. I know Tammy Roman from Basketball Wives. I know Tammy Roman when I saw her with that Reggie boy. She was on some show with Kendra, and Kendra and her almost got into a fight. That's how I know Tammy Roman, okay, as a reality TV personality. And I feel like if that's what you want to do is act, then act. It's not hard for you to get a team of people together. Millennials are doing it all the time. Notice what they did with Money and Violence, the web series. You know, a group of, I mean, they're 15 to 20 years older than me. But you know, they're younger than Tammy, okay? So a group of kind of young people got together, people in their late 30s. They're not old, but they're not young. But they got together, okay, and they decided, hey, we're going to make this web series. We're going to make this work. And they did. And then they got the funding from Lionsgate. And it's like, if they can do it, why can't you? I remember her from The Real World, too. That episode of The Real World was on before I was born. That lets you know how long this woman has been on reality television. And she still does not have her own production company. DC said BRB. All right, DC, I'll be here. When it comes to a point where you have to own, like, I don't know about anybody else, but I'm sure many of us don't like waking up for our jobs. We don't like working for the person that we're working for. We don't like our coworkers. You have to make a way for you to get out of that. I would have liked to see, you know what? The position where Shawnee is, where she was an executive producer, that's what Tammy should have been doing. She should have executive produced her own show. But instead, she's out here working for other people, making their money, doing the work for them. At what point do you stop being the talent and then you start being the boss? You start getting a bigger piece of the pie. You start baking the pie. You start coming with the ingredients. Yes, and she and that guy fought. You know what? I'm just going to call another thing here right now. That man who Tammy Roman is with, in my personal opinion, okay, he's not trying to marry you, all right? You can't give him any children. How long do you think this relationship will last? And, you know, it's through no fault of her own. Most women, once they reach past 45, it would be hard for them to have children. Well, we just have to be realistic here. I'm sure he has some affection for Tammy. But you ever notice whenever they ask him about getting married, she's like, oh, well, I guess you have to ask him. Girl, he's not trying to marry you. That man is not trying to marry you. He does not really take too much what you guys have seriously. He thinks it's nice. You're the breadwinner. He gets to make a name off you. He gets to, you know, have his name out there and build up his career. What does he do? Every time I look up his career, it says that he played college football. And from my knowledge, when you play college football, you don't get paid. And I feel like these gentlemen should get paid. A majority of them black. A majority of these black athletes are being taken advantage of. But that's another discussion for another day. What does he do? I looked everywhere and I couldn't find what he did. It seems that he's a kept man. That seems to be his occupation. Shawnee deserves all the Shaq money. He's a small one. I personally was tricked once. Don't judge me, LOL. You know what? Ever since Shaquille O'Neal was making fun of that disabled man, I never saw it for him. I was never crazy about him. But let's move forward. Next case, Danny Victor. You guys know Danny Victor from the Bad Girls Club. I'm going to try to see if I could pull up her video here. But she made a video stating that she was broke. Now, I bet some of you guys are wondering, how is she broke if she was on the Bad Girls Club? These reality shows really don't pay that much. I actually went to school with one of the girls from the Bad Girls Club. I feel like I should actually have her on my show. But she hustles, though. She does get paid. She has other side gigs. But Danny came on. She said that she was broke. She said that she needed some money to pay her rent. So she started a GoFundMe. How do you guys feel about that? Let me try to see if I could pull up the video. Danny Victor is broke. Now, this video ended up being featured on the Shade Room and on all these other blogs. Danny Victor is such a pretty woman. She is. I think she's pretty. What's weird to me is that she has a twin sister, and it's like, if you don't have money, why don't you ask your twin? Okay, so this is the video. Oh, guys, by the way, I have an updated iPhone. I don't want you to think I'm running around with an old iPhone. That's not the case. But this is the video that she made. I don't know if you guys can see that. She made a full-length video talking about how she's broke and she doesn't have any money. So she started a GoFundMe, and she started this GoFundMe about 4 months ago, and it has raised about $380. And the goal on Danny's GoFundMe is to raise $4,000. And this is my personal opinion. Now, a lot of people are saying that Danny needs to get a job, okay? She needs to stop trying to be cute, stop trying to front for the gram, and get a job. Now, she may not be able to find a job. And I know that feeling. Like, I feel like one of the worst feelings is when you're trying to do better in your life and you're trying to move forward and you're trying to make an effort and you're just not in that place where you want to be. So I'm going to give her the benefit of the doubt and say that she is not lazy and that she has been trying, because she said she tried to get a secretary job and she tried to get a job in corporate America, but she just couldn't. And personally, I feel like some of these jobs, they Googled her. They saw that she was on the Bad Girls Club, because you're trying to get a job as a secretary at a law firm. You have to have, a good background. They saw you on the Bad Girls Club, and they probably didn't want to hire you, which is why people have to be careful of the image that they put out, because the Bad Girls Club is not going to support you. It's not going to give you a residual check. I'm sure the people from Oxygen see that she is broke, and they know that she is broke, and they don't care about her being broke, okay? So her not being able to find a job in corporate America, I feel like, is as a result of her being on the Bad Girls Club, and they don't like that image that she's portrayed. That secretary job, though, shoot, no, girl. I can almost guarantee that they Googled her and they saw what she was doing, and they're like, oh, no, we can't have you working here. Let me scroll back up to make sure. Life with Kim B. Oh, welcome, Kim. You should do interviews. Women. I'm actually starting back with doing interviews. I used to do interviews back in 2012, a long time ago. Yep, your conduct and professionalism can make or break you when it comes to your future opportunities, for sure. And that's why I tell people, whatever image that you put out here, you have to be careful, because people will Google you and then they'll see and they'll go, no, we're not going to hire her, or we're not going to hire him. Unless you make your own opportunities, which, is easier said than done. So I don't feel that Gabby is, I'm sorry, I'm saying Gabby. I don't feel like Danny is lazy. They saw that she won the Bad Girls Club. They saw you acting ratchet. They saw you cursing up a storm. And they were like, okay, well, we're not going to hire her, so that's a no. But what do you guys feel about her starting a GoFundMe? How do you feel about that? I know a lot of people are like, oh, she's begging and she needs to get a job. But again, if nobody wants to hire you. But another thing that she needs to do, she needs to hustle, girl, because you have more than enough subscribers I better see ads running on your videos, okay? You better submit for FameBit and all these other websites that give you sponsorships. I felt really bad for her because she said the only time that she eats out is like she gets paid through Postmate, like when she tweets about it and she gets free food. I don't like to knock somebody while they're down. And, you know, I feel like we all know what it's like to be broke, so I really don't want to knock her while she's down. I kind of feel like bad for her. Let me make sure I didn't miss any comments. Scroll back up. I wish her nothing but the best. You know what? Speaking of poor image, Kaya, aka the poo that turned white, needs to do some self-reflecting off social media. Kaya, to me, seems like the kind of person, if she cannot get compliments, which, you know, by the looks of those teeth, if you are ever wondering when Kaya will drop her next album, just look at her teeth. I feel like the space in between her teeth will tell you, okay? Kaya, to me, seems like the kind of person where if she can't get a compliment from you, she's going to take the negative energy that she gets and she is going to feed off that negative energy. Kaya claimed to have a husband, all right? This is false. How you have a husband and then nobody's ever seen him? You really think that you could be in the Atlanta area or in the Florida area and just nobody ever sees you? Obviously, Kaya has been pregnant by a man because she has children, but do I think she has a husband? Only in her head. It's imaginary. It could be anybody. It could be the Meineke man for all we know. But as far as I'm concerned, I've never seen him. I'm very good with my research. We looked for marriage documents, couldn't find it. Who your husband? And I'm sure men that do see her on here acting a fool, cursing up a storm, and they're not going to want to be with her. Who would ever claim her, especially right now? Honestly, I feel like once you're already a bottom, okay, once you're already at the bottom, there's nowhere further for you to go. You're already on the floor. While you're there, you might as well just roll around. Kaya, to me, has shown that she does not respect people. And it's really hard for me to watch her talk about her friend like that because it's like, how dare you treat someone as if though they are not worthy of the respect that they are. Exactly, DC. Kaya has 3 people living in her head and counting. And those are her friends. That's why Kaya feels like she doesn't need friends, because she's like, listen, I have people living in my head and we have enough conversation going on up here. Why do I need friends out here? The Queen's Court could have been something so great, and that's the thing that really bothers me, is that this woman sabotaged it and she didn't even think about her partner when she did it. What about the sponsors? What do those contracts look like? Kaya is just walking away from the Queen's Court. How are you going to afford your dental plan when you don't even stick around for your own show? Your music career? No. Because, see, we don't take that too seriously. Oh, Kaya. What dental plan? I'm assuming she would want a dental plan with her teeth looking like that. Her teeth look like a broken fence. It is so terrible. And I could understand, all right, if you could not afford to get your teeth fixed, all right, I would be sympathetic, because that is something to be walking around with broken and busted teeth. I would be like, wow, I feel so bad for her. Oh my gosh. Try not to stare, but stare. But if you are somebody, you have a bad attitude and you already have, you know, all this going on in your mouth, yeah, I'm really not going to feel too bad for you, honestly. And you know what? She has something coming her way. And T.S. Madison will be fine. She's like, oh, you want to be a star and you're not. She's more of a star than you. Look how long Kaya has been out, and look how long T.S. Madison has been out. Let me see if I can show you guys right here. Let me see if I could switch Instagrams. Can I do it here? Ugh, I can't do it here. I can only do it on my phone, which I'm recording on. I was going to show you her Instagram, which I can't show you from my main Instagram because she blocked me ever since she saw the video, which I thought was so funny because this is the same person who talks about people's kids and who reads and roasts people, but once she gets roasted, she blocks me. Okay, yeah. Hopefully it's a new grill. She's in Australia now. Wonderful. She's far, far away with that negative energy. You know what? Maddie is very lucky that she does not have to be around Kaya anymore, because I feel like, why would you want to be close to someone like that when the house comes falling out the sky and lands on them? I have no sympathy for Kaya. Okay. Let me show you some of these mugshots, though. Oh my God. Each and every one of them worse than the first. And you know what's the worst part about it? She knows she has bad teeth and she keeps smiling. There's certain people that need not smile like that. All right, let me pull up her mugshots. All right, this is as much of a close-up as I can get, but this is someone who calls themselves a queen and everything. Doesn't bother to do her eyebrows, okay? After the first time you got arrested, all right, you have to be picture ready. You can't walk around looking like this, all right? You only need to you get arrested once, you get arrested twice. After that, you have to be picture ready. And then I was a little bit curious, because one thing that I did learn is that Kaya only accepts her money in cash, or that it has to be on a card. And it's like, do you owe the IRS money? Or who do you owe money to that you're trying to hide the money that you have? I just found that to be very odd. Maddie chilling in Australia, making her coins. Oh, I thought you guys said Kaya is in Australia. Okay, Maddie's in Australia. Well, you know what? I'm happy for Maddie. Let Maddie make her money. You know, I'm trying to think of any famous friends that Kaya has, and they're really not coming to mind. Like, all these producers and things that you would think know Kaya and want to put her on, that's just a sign. That's just a sign of a bad attitude. Oh God, that almost ruined my breakfast. DC. Now, when I first told you I was going to pull up these mugshots, what made you keep eating? What encouraged you to keep eating? This just lets me know how she feels. So, Kaya is homophobic. But you want to know something? It's the people around Kaya that have made her comfortable saying the things that she says. Because even before her and Maddie had that falling out, she would make those snide remarks. She would make those slick remarks. That's something that Maddie should check from the door. If somebody says something that I'm not comfortable with, you're not going to keep saying it around me, or else you will never sit in my presence ever, ever again. Maddie and Kaya totally ignored my drawing on the Queen's Court, if interested. Oh, yes, her IG is... Wait, hold on. Her IG is... Okay, it's scrolling so fast I can't see. But if you guys look up, go check out Blissful Ignorance. She is an artist. We need more black artists. We as black people have to stop pocket watching. Both of them bleeps got more money than me. So, because they both have more money, did it make it acceptable when Kaya was making the comments that she was making about the gay community? Did it make it acceptable when Kaya was talking about black women's children? See, that's something about me. I will always take up for people when they're right and when they're wrong, okay? And as a black woman who is going to have black children one day, I didn't like it. Didn't make me feel comfortable. That's why she can't go any further. Her attitude and her mouth. Oh my goodness. I just had someone who was telling me, because I left a comment on Sean Bradley's video, and you can see it. You can see the person who replied. And they're like, oh, Kaya's career lives on through people like you. No, I've never bought anything that Kaya was selling. I will not continue to watch Gag Order. I'm going to watch maybe one more episode of Gag Order or two, because the Queen's Court is coming back March 19th. So, of course, I want to compare them. I want to say, okay, you know, Gag Order is doing like this and the Queen's Court is doing this well. But I really don't find Gag Order to be interesting. That's the gag. She thought that it would be something that's funny, and it's not. No, it didn't, but it's not like we didn't laugh. Oh, Stacy, I never laughed when she made those jokes of people's children, okay? I never laughed when she made those snide comments on the gay community. And I've mentioned that in my previous videos, which are still up, which you guys can go view if you like, all right? I never thought that it was funny. I was never entertained by that. You don't talk about who raised this woman. You don't talk about people's kids. I don't understand. I didn't feel bad when she talked about Reginae because Reginae strikes me as one of those people because she is the daughter of someone with money. She feels like she's better than pretty much everyone else that doesn't have money. And as someone who works very hard to get to where they are, to see someone who has not worked to get to where they are, but are where they are because their father is a rapper and they had their lips on a Birdman. Yeah. So I didn't feel any type of way when she read Reginae because Reginae wants to be grown, and since you want to be grown and you want to talk to folks like you're grown, you're going to get read. But when she talked about the unborn child, it was inappropriate. Didn't laugh. When she talked about Blue Ivy's feet, it was inappropriate, and I didn't laugh. She had technical difficulties herself. Okay, how about karma? Kaya has something really bad coming her way because all that energy that she's putting out is going to come right back to her. Good morning. Found out about you through Rambling Reviews. Oh my goodness, guys. I love Rambling Reviews. When you get a chance, go check out Rambling Reviews. Subscribe to her channel. She is amazing. Also, Lady Nika, and also A View is a View. Oh, and Authentic Epic Boom. These people support me and they are so wonderful to me. And honestly, they, to me, are what make YouTube fun. And it's always so wonderful when I can come on and there are people that you can talk to. Oh, by the way, some more love. I know that her birthday recently passed, so I want to give you a happy birthday. Of course, I don't have your phone number, so there was no way for me to call you, but happy birthday. Resume needs her. Oh, can't use that language here. I'm just going to read it. Yeah, I saw people talking about the newborn too, making comments about, oh, how the baby looks darker from when it was born. We all look darker from when we were born. I was Faith Evans' color when I was born. Now I'm, this luscious caramel color. But yeah, I was lighter when I was born. I know somebody who's dark-skinned who was light-skinned when they were born. So people are trying to make it seem like Toya is using filters, and it's like, why would she? We know that this is something that happens to children. They get darker, as time goes on. That's it. All right, guys, I'm about to end this. If you have anything that you want to add, let me know. I am so hungry right now. When I finish with this live, I am going to make myself something to eat. I did not eat, and I don't know why I did that to myself. Let me make sure there's nothing that I'm missing here before I end my live. No one has anything to say. I'm about to end my live 10 seconds. So everyone have a nice day. By the way, it is raining terribly in New York. You know what I hate? I hate when I have to leave the house and the weather is awful. Much like it is right now. Child, you yelling now. Now why I gotta be yellow for? Maybe it's just the background. Because I can't afford good lighting. The only lighting I can afford is when the Lord shines his light upon me. Have a great day. All of you have a great day as well. I am so hungry right now, guys. Are you sure you want to stop streaming? And